Turnovers and rebounding sting the Wizards as they lose to the Portland Trailblazers 129-121. But Marcus Smart, man, he looks solid. And is he a long-term piece? And he was one of many players who looked really good. But again, rebounding and defense sunk the Wizards. Let's talk about it next on Locked On Wizards.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Your favorite podcast now has a newsletter, introducing the Locked On Wizards Daily Newsletter. A one-stop for the ultimate team and league coverage delivered right to your inbox. Sign up for free now at LockedOnDaily.com. That's LockedOnDaily.com. And start your day with all new free Locked On Wizards Newsletter. Tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. It's that easy. All right, everybody, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Washington Wizards do lose to the Portland Trailblazers 129-121 last night. Very winnable game, AB. Very, very winnable game. But turnovers were a big issue, right? Defense and offensive rebounding. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to look at Malcolm Brogdon. Will he be back or will he be a buyout candidate? We're going to talk about that. And Marcus Smart, is he a long-term piece? He looks rejuvenated, man. Looks like the Boston Celtics Marcus Smart, man, to a certain degree. But like I said, we're going to talk about all that and more. And of course, get in the comments like we always do. But let's get into it. Before we do, let me say this, man. Today was my Jordan Poole interview, man. And let me tell you this, man. Shout out to Jordan Poole. That was the best conversation I've had in a very, very long time. So shout out to JP, man, for taking time out of his day to chop it up with your boy, man. Like I said, definitely was looking forward to that interview. And I was definitely ready to get you guys that content. So like I said, tomorrow I'm going to do put it out on an article on Sports Illustrated's Inside the Wizards. So definitely check it out. And on the Locked On Wizards newsletter. So definitely look out for that tomorrow, man. So all right, let's get into the AB 129-121. Good Lord, this was a winnable game. I mean, 4 players look solid. But turnovers, defense, and rebounding sunk the Wizards. So what factor really led to this L, man? Or was it a combination of all of them?
I'd say it's a combination of all of them. That third and fourth quarter, giving up 39 points in the third and 35 in the fourth. It's just hard to win games when you're giving up 129 points in total. And that's what we were talking about early on in the first half of the season, where it's hard to win games when you're giving up that many points. I know you score 121, you should be able to win games. But again, Wizards just defensively weren't there. And again, 19 turnovers. They overcame turnovers the game before that, but against the Trailblazers, just couldn't. I mean, Shaedon Sharpe, that brother, with that essentially dunk of the year, 36 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. I mean, you were there, be like, holy crap.
Yeah. Look, man, I'm going to tell you what. It's been a long time since I've seen something like that, man. I mean, we got the perfect view from the press area, too, man. Like, that's all I'm going to say. Wow. And there's a couple other good dunks, man. Blau had a good one, man. I know JP had a dunk, man, but that Shaedon Sharpe dunk, good Lord. But I'll say this, man, it was a combination of many factors. I felt like this was a winnable game, man. You know, Ayton was out. You know, I felt like, Kling and nothing gets in because I think Kling is a really good center, man. And like I said, I talked to Rashawn Holmes after the game, and he had high marks for Donovan Kling. He said he's a tough center, man, but he held him to 4 points. But why we lost this game before we get into the good parts? Well, I mean, rebounding, man. Our rebounds 61-53, but offensive rebounds were the issue. 17, man. So 17 offensive rebounds allowed them to extend possessions. And look, they had 62 points in the paint. Now, when I say extend possessions, 21 second chance points, man. So that is the tail of the tape right there, was offensive rebounds. Now, you can say turnovers, and I think it's a combination of factors, man. I mean, with the turnovers, we had 19 turnovers, and they did capitalize with 27 points off those turnovers. So it was definitely a factor. But if you look at a lot of the passes, they were trying to be aggressive. So I get all that. But like I said, look, Portland's got a nice defensive squad over there, man. And that's kind of where I see this team heading once we get a lot more defensive pieces. We're heading in the right direction. But, Portland's got a nice squad. We were talking about that before the broadcast, man. I mean, Portland's got a nice young squad over there. Obviously, this was Denny Avdi's first game back in the 202, man. Got a lot of love before the game, as you know. A lot of love with the former Wizards. So it's good to see him back in DC, even though he only played 5 minutes, man. Definitely hope he gets back to 100%, man, because I feel like he's going to have a pretty good game against his former squad. But those were the factors, AB. I mean, let's get into really something else before we move on. I mean, you got to play 4 quarters. I mean, we only won 1 quarter, man. So you're not going to win many games when you only win 1 quarter, AB. That's just what it is. So,
and this thing, 10 free throws, sorry to cut you off, B. That doesn't help either, huh?
Yeah, absolutely, man. But I mean, looking at this game, man, a lot of people look good. I mean, they really did. Started out with JP 13, man, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, shot 8 for 17 for the field, 3 for 9 from 3, 5 for 2, 5 for 5, excuse me, from the charity strike, 1 steal, 1 block. And like I said, the defense, he's a much better player this year defensively, man. And obviously being the number one option, man, 24 points, not too shabby. Bilal Coulibaly was definitely a better game from him, and 16 points tonight, or last night, Lord. Shot 7 for 9 for the field, so he was efficient. 0 for 2 for 3, 2 for 6 from the charity strike. So Biku's definitely got to really work, on the free throws, man. The free for a reason, man. So we got to capitalize. But 2 steals, 1 block. Come on, man. Defense was the name of the game. So there were positives, AB. There were positives from this game. It's just collectively, this was a team loss, but individually, there were good moments. I mean, Rashawn Holmes, like I said, hats goes off to him, man. Quality game, man. 20 points, 5 rebounds, but he was 7 for 7 from the field. So he was perfect from the field. Efficient to the point. 6 for 6 from the charity strike. Rashawn Holmes, I believe he's 6'9", 6'10". Klingen's 7'2", so there was a height disadvantage. So Klingen had the advantage. And Rashawn Holmes continues to show AB how even when you're kind of considered an undersized center, which, shout out to Bajan Todd from Monument Sports. That was a question he asked him. He said, and Rashawn Holmes was like, his response was, I get it. Technically I am undersized, but he's a dog, man. I mean, the energy in the paint, he continues to play like a dog. And like I said, I'm becoming a big fan of him because he's a big effort guy. He leads by example. There's a lot of questions in the press conference talking about, his mentorship. There's high marks from these young guys, from not only Chris Middleton, Marcus Smart, Jordan Poole, but from him, man. So he continues to produce. Now, looking at the second unit, Corey Kispert. Come on now. Corey Kispert.
Come on, B. Talk him up, man.
I'm trying to tell you, Corey Kispert was on fire, man. Shooting a rock, man. I mean, 5 for 6 from 3, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, but he played an immaculate game. He played a really good game. They needed that scoring punch off the second unit. And that's what I'm saying. Corey Kispert is a very valuable piece of this team because we need that second or the second unit guy, to be that microwave scorer, man, to be that sixth man. And like I said, when he's on, we're in a position to win most games, man. So I think he carries a lot of points on that second unit. Now, Marcus Smart, man, 10 points, but that dude is a straight dog, AB. I mean, I kind of went up and beyond saying he's the Boston Celtics version, but look, a lot of people from the Grizzlies, as far as my guy over there, Joe Mullinax said, look, kind of temper your expectations. Look, for what I've seen, and it's a small sample size, but look, at least looking pretty good. Like when you watch him, he is swift. I mean, that's the defense. He's a former Defensive Player of the Year award winner for a reason, man. I mean, he's just a high level defender. He was getting in people's faces, and he had that one tech. I don't know if you caught that, man, where it should have been a 4-point play, and it was kind of like a real bogus tech, man. It was like, come on, man, let him play, man, because all he did was pump his chest when he got up, and he should have got a 4-point play. So, like I said, man, it was a very winnable game. It comes down to you can't turn the ball over 19 times. Usually you're going to turn, you're going to lose that game, AP. Rebounding, it continues to be an issue, and points in the paint. We're missing Alex Sarr. Like I said, you do see the importance of Alex Sarr and what he provides as that rim protector. Rashawn Holmes says, he's played well, but he needs reinforcements. Vucevic, I've noticed at times where, I'll say this, man. I do like Vucevic, man. Like I said, I talked to him today, man. But especially with the pick and roll, he's sometimes I want to see more for the pick and roll, pick and pop, because at 7-footer, man, you can't just be exclusively that offensive guy. He needs to be active, being that pick and pop, pick and roll guy, because like I said, with the guards we had, man, that's going to be his role outside of being that outside threat. So, I mean, anything else you want to cover as far as the game last night, man?
No, definitely. I agree with you on Vucevic. I would like to say I like to see that he's getting more minutes. Recently, I think it was more than 10 last night, or the night before the last game, and then 19 last night. So again, I like to see him because again, for so long we didn't really much see of our second round picks going out there and balling, let alone even being on the team. They're out there in Europe or whatever they were. Shout out Thomas Hadaransky if you're a real one, if you know. But at the end of the day, this is good. The young guys are playing, and that's just what I like to see. You're playing, and it's competitive. That's all I asked for the second half of the season.
Look, I agree 100%, man. Like you said, when's the last time we had a second round pick that showed up, man? I mean, Xanax Sosa, he's in Siberia, Tasmania. I don't know where he's at, man. So like I said, most of them are on milk carton, so it's refreshing. And like I said, with Will Dawkins, man, he's hit every draft pick. I mean, you see the potential. I mean, with a second round pick, he's a pretty good second round pick, man. Like I said, Bilal, and the list goes on. Bub, Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George, man, these guys, they're going to have an impact towards the future, man. These are good. This is a good core. Now, obviously, the meat and potatoes is what the 2025 NBA draft. So that's where you definitely want to hit in the top 3. But he's shown the capability to find those diamonds in the rough in the later stages of the first round, the second round. You know what I mean? So we got a real one in the front office, man. So, all right, AB, we're going to get into Malcolm Brogdon. Should he be bought out? Is he going to be back in the Wizards uniform? Marcus Smart, is he a long-term piece? Who knows? And we're going to get in the comments like we always do. But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. When the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started. There's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because with FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game. So even if you missed the opening tip-off or want to bet on the fourth quarter comeback, you can stay in on the action. If you're looking for a bigger payout, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay. And you guys know, look, FanDuel is my jam, man, straight up. Like, I'm a big fan of FanDuel. I'm a big parlay guy. So if you're looking to make easy money, good money, man, FanDuel is your spot, man. Like I said, you have the remainder of the NBA season. You got, look, baseball season is spring training, man. So you got baseball season coming up. A lot of opportunities to make some money, y'all. So look, right now, new FanDuel customers get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your shot at $150, y'all. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the National Basketball Association. All right, AB, let's get back into this thing, man. So, real quick, Malcolm Brogdon, man. I noticed today when I was at the practice facility, he was on the bike a little bit, but then it was from a distance, so it kind of looked like him. You know, it's not official, but when you look at the ankle injuries, it's kind of presumed that it might have been him with a walking boot. So, like I said, can't confirm from a distance, but I did see him on the bike today trying to ramp up from the ankle injury. So, look, AB, he's been hurt a lot this year, man. And like I said all the time, AB, when it comes to Malcolm Brogdon, it's not a production thing because when he plays, he produces. I mean, silky smooth with his finishes, man. I mean, he reminds me of Andre Miller. And you remember him, right? I mean, he's just a guy who's not going to blow past you, but he's the footwork, the finesse. You know, he reminds me a lot of Andre Miller, man. So a guy who just, you know, you can finish, you can shoot for 3, he can defend. He's a mentor. But here's the thing. Availability is your best ability, and he's been hurt a lot. So at the stage in the season, man, do you see any use of him coming back, or should they purely look at him as a buyout candidate?
As much as I hate to admit it, I love Malcolm Brogdon, you know, was from UVA, even though I'm not a fan of the UVA, you know, DMV kid. So at the end of the day, I think you said it best. Best ability is availability. And clearly he just hasn't been there. And now you bring in Marcus Smart and you have these young guards here. It's going to be hard. Like, you already have that vet that can teach him the ropes. And Marcus Smart, he's been playing. And that's the biggest thing that he's having over Malcolm Brogdon. So as much as I don't want to see him gone on a different team, it's just at the end of the day, if you can't be out there, then what's your usage?
I mean, you hit that nail in the head, man. If you can't play, I mean, like I said, I like Malcolm Brogdon. I think he's a heck of a guard. It's just he can't stay on the court. And 22.5, I mean, with him being an expiring contract, they definitely can work out a buyout. You know, but here's the thing, you know, Marcus Smart, with that effort, with that intensity, with that toughness he brings, man, you know, I think that it could be, you know, his replacement. Because like I said, you have to find minutes for Bub in the second unit. And then AJ Johnson, I think, is a guy that you definitely have to find minutes for. So, like I said, nothing against Brogdon, man, because like I said, definitely wanted to see him produce here, man. And I think he was good for the young guys. And if he had a healthy, productive season, you could argue maybe bringing him back for another year, man, because year 3, we're still not trying to make that much noise. So, but Marcus Smart with that contract, I think that's a big reason why they made that move at the deadline, because you look at Marcus Smart and his contract, we still got another year. So you got a guy who's shown he can still produce to a certain point, still bring that toughness, you know what I mean, and still be that mentor. So I think that that move was made because the writing's on the wall with Brogdon, man. And like I said, it's not a production standpoint. It's just your best ability is your availability. So let's get into Marcus Smart, man. Like I said, he has played tough. He's played like a dog. He's been leadership, experience. I mean, former defensive player of the year guy, man. And like I said, he said in a couple games ago, man, to the media, he said, look, a lot of people saying I can't play no more, man. Look, he can definitely still play, man. So, AB, I mean, how much do you think Marcus Smart has left in the tank, man?
I think he has a good amount that at least a lot of people give him credit for, because again, tenacity, energy, that's for so long what we need to hear, especially from the vets here in Washington. So his ability to just be a menace defensively and offensively, just being able to drive to the lane, occasionally make a 3, that's what we want here, especially when we're trying to build a winning culture.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I think you need a veteran like Marcus Smart. Look, Chris Middleton's been a really bright spot for this team, man, as far as mentorship. And look, he can still play a little bit. Now, obviously, look, you can tell, look at the stat line, man. I mean, you're not getting your prime guy. And again, if you were, you they probably don't make that move. But here's the thing, he still provide some points, man. His defense is still solid. And like I said, from a mentorship or a leadership standpoint, he's a guy that they need in the locker room. So both him and Marcus Smart, man, are really good pieces for this team. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. So before we move on, man, you got anything else you want to talk about before we get into the comments, AB?
Again, I think one thing that I'm going to keep emphasizing, it was a competitive game, and I think that's what a lot of us are happy, just at least for me, because at one point we were saying, are the Wizards ever going to win a game? And now that they've won a couple games, past that 10-win threshold, obviously, I got to clap it up for that because we didn't think a lot of people didn't think they were going to win a game. At the end of the day, it's all about competitiveness and not getting blown up by 30 and just putting your hands up in the air and waving the white flag, because that's not how you build winning culture. And it just starts from now. And once these young guys are getting in these other guys' heads, the vets, the ones that have been in the league for a while, this is just experience that they're only going to build up from here.
No, I agree 100%, man. I agree 100%. All right, so now that you said something, let's take a look at the schedule real quick. Because next month, AB, they're on the road a lot, man. So, all right, everybody, we're going to get into the rest of the schedule real quick before we get into the comments. So, take a look at it. Next game is Saturday. So, they have a 2-game road trip to Charlotte and Miami. Saturday, 6 o'clock tip-off. So, it's going to be 50-50, guys, whether we go live on Saturday. If not, we will go live on Sunday, and then they turn around and play on Monday. So, they're at Miami, 7:30 tip-off. 1 game at home against the Jazz, and then boom, they're on a long road trip. 2 games to Toronto, 2 games to Detroit, at Denver, at Portland, at Utah, home 1 game, back in New York. So they're going to be on the road a lot, man. So AB, you said, winnable games. Let's take a look at the next 5, and you tell me which ones are winnable in your opinion. At Charlotte, at Miami, home against the Jazz, and then 2 at Toronto.
I like that Charlotte game. I think definitely Toronto as well. Get some revenge from last time when they got blown out. Miami, honestly, I'll tip every game is winnable. Why not? Because at the end of the day, this Wizards team, they're young, they have energy, and they're not held back by some vets that are just not there for the foreseeable future. So I think every game is winnable. I don't want to doubt these Wiz kids right now, even though they just lost. But at the end of the day, it's all about improvement.
No, I agree, man. Like I said, you could. I mean, looking at the schedule, I think there are winnable games. I mean, Charlotte, let's be real. Miami, we'll see. After Jimmy Butler, what's your identity? The Jazz at Toronto, they can be winnable. I mean, just like I said, you're hearing in football all the time, man. Like any given Sunday. So, like I said, they just go out there and play their game. Now, I'm not expecting them to challenge for playing, and then I mean, like I said, we know what it is, man. And next year, probably a lot of the same, but. I mean, you see a fight with this team. You know what I mean? Coach BK has gotten a fight out of this team. Once after the deadline, you haven't seen them get blown out. Now, the last game you can consider a blowout was the Orlando Magic game where he lost by 20. But most games, especially you can argue the 4 out of the last 5 have been competitive games. This was a winnable game. All in all, man, with all the issues they had, AB, 19 turnovers, right? Being out rebounded. I mean, getting destroyed in the paint. They still only lost by 8. I mean. So they were still in a position to win the game. And there was moments, man. To me, it just in that fourth quarter, it was just a lot of bad decisions. And I felt like they had an opportunity in the fourth quarter to pull one off, man. So like I said, they're staying in the fight. And a lot of that has to do with the culture they're in still here, man. And a lot of people, I know a lot of people are tired of hearing about culture, but at this stage of a rebuild, that's the biggest portion of it, because you want that culture. Like I said, that was something I talked to JP about it. That's you're talking about, his relationship with the young guys, man. They, he mentioned that they like playing with each other. They have a locker room. They enjoy playing with each other. That's what you want to see. That's where it all starts right there. You don't want any kind of turmoil. They enjoy coming to work. And that's what you want to see from a young team. I mean, that's where culture is important, because if you enjoy coming to work, you want to develop, you want to get better. You want to be a winning product. I mean? That's what I'm saying, that when you look at what the Wizards are doing, yeah, I get it's year 2 of a rebuild, and you're seeing a lot more losses than wins. I get all that, man. But you got to believe in what they're trying to do. Like, they're heading in the right direction. And they really are. I mean, this front office, if they haven't proven to you that there's better than Tommy Shepard or Ernie Grunfeld, I don't know what else they need to do. Obviously, there's still a long way to go. But look, they made good moves. They've had some hiccups. The Denny trade, I get it. Hold on to Kuz, I get it. Not getting anything for ties, I get it. But overall, they've done a great job. So, And look at these young
And when's the last time we've said that confidently, B? Like, let's be real. I can't remember.
It's been a hot minute, man. I'm just trying to tell you, like, Tommy Shepard, he had his moments, man, but just, what do you expect when you decide to hire the protege of the guy you fired? I'm just saying, like, it is what it is. Like, they really did do an extension search, so it is what it is on that front, man. So Will Dawkins and Michael Winger, they're going to build this team. So I'm with you, man. They have a healthy mix of those veterans like Marcus Smart and Chris Middleton. So, all right, everybody, like I said, appreciate everybody rocking with us tonight, man. Let's get in the comments. But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by Robinhood Gold. With Robinhood Gold, you can now enjoy the VIP treatment of receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions. The privileges of the very privileged are no longer exclusive. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%, plus you also get 4% APY on your cash and non-retirement accounts. That's over 8% the national savings average. The perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive your 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. But hold on now. Investing involves risk. Rates subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years, though. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Get 8% the national average savings account interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC. All right, AB, let's get it in the same, man. So, like I said, everybody, I definitely appreciate everybody rocking with us tonight, man. Because obviously I had to cover the post-game press conference, man. So, but next month, man, I'm looking at Orlando and the Brooklyn Nets game. So, one of those games I will go live from Capital One, everybody. So, let's get into it. Locked On Law says frustrating loss. Most of the team played really well, but you have to be able to defend. Can't let a dude drop 36 on you. I can't argue with that, AB. What do you think?
Yeah, no, Shannon Sharp, I mean, he was balling out there, but it really is hard when you're letting a guy like, obviously not a superstar, yeah, but uprising, 36, especially in your home court, it's hard to win games like that.
Hey, I agree 100%. Bucket Getter, what's good, man? Shaden Sharp, he says, oh my God, laugh out loud. I really like our squad, though. It's about to be March, so it's time to put our scouting caps on. Absolutely. Put the rally caps in, man. It's almost baseball, so you got to get them rally caps on. But, man, I'm with you. But Shaden
Watch
Sharp,
every Duke game. Sorry to cut you off, B. Every Duke game. Just watch every Duke game.
Hey, man, that don't and in the University of Maryland game, you see that? Oh man, that's a shocker, man. Michigan State, man. Wow. But yeah, man, Shaden Sharp, I liked him in the draft, man. I liked him in the year he was drafted. So I'm not surprised. I mean, I was watching him in shoot around, man. He can shoot. He's flat out athletic. He can just wow, that dunk, man. That was one of the best. And I think people are saying that's already the dunk of the year. So I mean, that was one heck of an athletic dunk, man. And like I said, Blau had a nice one too, man. But that's Shaden. Good Lord. That was a heck of a dunk. Bucket Getter says, I would love Smart to stay for a while. I'm with you, man. Marcus Smart, I think, is a guy where, look, we know what it is at the stage of his career, man. Can he still play a little bit? Yeah, absolutely. The intensity, the energy. We need somebody like that on the team, man. Look, Boston, you can argue that, yeah, you had your marquee guys, man. But the Boston Celtics would be the first team to tell you that it's all about the role guys, man. It's all about the glue guys. The Chicago Bulls, man, 6 titles. It was all about the glue guys, man. The Dennis Rodmans, right? The tough guy, the enforcer, man. The last one we had was Markieff Morris. Markieff Morris was that enforcer for us, man. Marcus Smart could be somewhat of an enforcer, man, because these guys are going to get in people's face, man. I mean, he was very vocal, that brings that intensity. We need a guy like that. So keep him around for a while. Why not? Because, we're going to hurt. He's not going to ask for too much in salary past next year. So keep him around for a little bit. I'm not saying, 7-year contract or nothing, nothing crazy, but he's a guy who I think you could be that veteran glue guy, AB. Nomadic Ryan says, take 3 or 4 turnovers, you may have a buzzer beater game win. Absolutely. Like I said, that fourth quarter, they were in a good position to win the game, AB, and they didn't capitalize, man. They had 1, 2, probably 3 possessions where they didn't utilize the shot clock and get a quality high percentage shot, man, and it really tripped them up down the stretch.
JP had that nice. Sorry to cut you off. Had a nice buzzer beat at the end of the first half. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, man, I caught that, and somebody else almost hit another. It was what was it, Bub? And he almost got it off, man. I was like, man, 2 of them. Yeah, JP got a nice shot off, man, before the half, man, or before, was it the end of first quarter, right?
I think end of first half.
First half, yeah, it was going in the half. Okay, got you. Nomadic Brian says Holmes has been getting it done lately. Yeah, man, and for a guy who was collecting DMPs, I mean, this guy is providing good quality minutes, good energy, man. I mean, like I said, most nights is a mismatch. He knows that. He knows that he's an undersized center, but it all comes down to, I mean, Gaff was what, 6'10". So I guess for modern standards, he was undersized, man. And Gaff was another guy where he was a high energy guy. Yeah, he's limited offensively. You know, he's not going to sit out there and hit threes, which is the modern NBA center. But this is a dog, man. Is going to get in there and really put the effort in there. And so like I said, I've enjoyed him here, man. Let's see. Christian Coleman says, for the first time in a minute, I like our vets. Amen. I'm with you on that, man. Like we have a nice squad of vets on here, man. We really do. Let's see. Locked on says Middleton's shooting has been bad. Is he still injured? Yeah, I don't think he's 100% AB from the ankle injury, man. You know, he's still, and you can tell that with the minutes. You know, they're ramping him up a little bit, but he's still not at 100%. So, I mean, I'll ask you real quick, AB. Look at that, Chris Middleton. At what point do you consider sitting him?
It's a good question. I love that mid-range shot of his, but if at one point you can clearly see that defensively he can't keep up and offensively he just can't go at full speed, maybe putting the young guy or slow down his usage and give the young guys more reps. I don't know, because I love his veteran presence. You know, he was a bucket in Milwaukee. He still put up 10 to 15 points a night. It just depends if that injury really is lingering. Is it really worth risking him and putting him out there?
No, I agree, man. Like I said, I enjoy Chris Middleton, but here's the thing. We're not doing anything for him to consider, you know, making it a major injury. Like, you know, you could tell, I think he's better than the stats he's been putting up, man. Like I said, you know, a lot of people saying, you know, obviously he's not the same Chris Middleton from the NBA Finals run, man, but he's a guy who can definitely score more than 7 points. And that's what I'm saying. I think that he's definitely dealing with an injury, man. So at what point do you set him? Because again, you know, he can still be that mentor guy on the bench, man. I don't want to see him breaking down, because here's the thing. Maybe you can still flip him. And if he's playing hurt, he's not playing at 100%. If he's not playing at 100%, then, you know, are you really going to get the maximum value? You know what I mean? So from looking at from a trade standpoint, I would set him if he's not 100%. If it's an injury where it's not going to get better, then I would definitely consider sitting him, man. So Virginia Slim says, Solo, one of the few players with a double-double with no points for the Wizards. Yeah, I remember that, man. Yeah. Nomadic Brian says, Smart bringing the energy, gets the young guys charged up. Absolutely, man. He has definitely been a very, very good bright spot. Arya Paya says, will the Jordan Poole interview be on the channel? It will be on 2 platforms, man. I'm gonna do a article on Sports Illustrated's Inside the Wizards tomorrow, so definitely look out for that. And then here, if you subscribe to the newsletter, we're definitely going to be dropping on the newsletter. But if you guys let me know in the comment area, man. If you guys want me to drop it on the community tab, I will do that. You know, give you guys portions of the interview. I can do that too. Like I said, I would definitely want to get there and get some good content for you guys, man. And like I said, definitely appreciate JP, man, taking time out of his day to day, man. Because like I said, it was after practice, long day for him, man. Definitely appreciate him taking the time to chop it up. Like I said, he's a real one, man. It was a very enjoyable conversation. Like I said, I definitely appreciate his time, man. Let's see. Locked on Law says only on Sundays when they play, not any given Sunday. Yeah, I can roll with that. Nomadic Brian says 2 and 3. Okay. I can see 2 and 3. Absolutely. What do you think, AB?
Yeah, definitely. And again, like, as long as it's improvement and it's a competitive game, I think that's the most obviously you want to win every game, but making sure you're not getting blown out and losing by a couple of points is a huge difference.
Absolutely, man. And it kind of comes up to a really good comment from my guy Chuck Best. What's good, man? Says the Wiz have went from learning how to play to learning how to be competitive to learning. Look, man, you know, you see them fight hard. And that's a good point, Chuck, is that they're learning how to be competitive. And it goes back to the mantra, the culture of what Coach BK is trying to do is play hard, you play to win the game. And like I said, it comes down to a personnel thing. I'm not going to kick anybody watered down, man. Like I said, you know, sometimes it's addition by subtraction, and they play harder after the deadline. Now, I'm not saying that Kuz was the problem. No, I'm not saying that. Look, for example, he fits better in Milwaukee. So it was a win-win for both parties, AB. I think that he fits well in Milwaukee. So you're probably going to get more out of Kuz than we were able to, because 2 different situations. Milwaukee fits what he's trying to do in his career, man. Where with Chris Middleton, he fits what we're trying to do. We need that mentorship. We need a guy who can still provide quality minutes, but you know what I mean? He's here for that experience, for that, to be that veteran voice, man. So I'm with you, Chuck Best. Let's see. Locked on Long says the last. Okay. I mean, he's pretty much saying that he's not a fan of Ernie Grunfeld and Tommy Shepard. If you're on the YouTube side, you'll see what the comment is. If you're on the podcast side, don't even worry about it. It's long, man. He's doing his thing. Let's see. Nomadic Ryan says having a team that is all on board and working to improve and reach a goal, good basketball will follow. Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying, guys. They're headed in the right direction. We have the locker room situation that we want. We have the front office. We have the coaching staff. Like I said, I know a lot of people, they want to see more results from BK. This is his first full year as a head coach, man. Give him next year. I'm saying give him some time, man. We got, because we're still in the evaluation stage. We're still seeing who's the long term. And like I said, give him a chance because, from a developmental standpoint, he can get the job done. You can't look at Bilal in the fact that he's gotten better offensively, even though he's still very, very raw. You can't say, he didn't have a hand in that. Look at it. I mean, even if you want to go deeper than that, Cap City Go-Go guys. I mean, Shinpenny, he's gotten better when he, was playing long-term with the Wiz, man. I mean, he's getting results for these guys. So we're definitely in a good spot. Dan Tico 84 was good, man. How you doing? We should extend Smart for 2 or 3 years, possibly extend Poole, but not to a max so we can max Bilal. You know what, AB? I always give credit where it's due, man. I agree 100% with that. I have no problem with that scenario because, I have no problem with that because Smart, I think, could be a really good veteran. Get him on the cheap. Look, Poole, you got a guy who's a French all-star already, and he hasn't even hit his prime yet. Come on, man. I mean, and, looking at Bilal, he's the first guy up. So you definitely want to hit him with that extension. Now, are we at the point where we consider maxing them? I need to see a lot more progress over the course of the next couple of years before we get to a max for Be Cool. Like I said, I love me some Be Cool, man. But like I said, even he will agree that you got to see more before we even consider a max. But I like where he is at, man. I definitely like where he is at. Sugar's one says we got hosed towards the end. Yeah, can't argue that one. Let's see. Aria Paya says Wizards aren't playing tonight, but I advise people to catch the Rutgers game tonight. Ooh, I'm glad you brought it up. Harper or Belly might be wearing that Wizards jersey soon. I'm telling you, man. It's just a sixth sense, man. I think that, I think one of them are gonna be Wizard, man. I think, like I said, I do. Like I said, you definitely, I have no problem with Cooper Flag. Like I said, he would be a welcome addition here. He definitely brings that star value. But Harper, Belly, man, I'm trying to tell you, man, one of them, they bring star value too, AB. I mean, the top 3 you cannot miss. Let's see. Locked on Law says 0 chance. Smart wants to be here long term. I mean, you never know because let's be real. Smart knows where he's at in his career. I mean, he knows that, look, Memphis is a playoff team. So, the fact that they were willing to not only trade him, but include a first round pick and a loaded draft, I mean, tells you what you need to know. I mean, they don't value him. And like I said, Marcus Smart's been known. He's still got gas left in the tank, man. So, you have to see what you have in him. And so far, the sample size is small, but he's performed. So, I mean, he's definitely made this a stronger team. So, we'll see. Chuck Best says Smart is a dude that even when he's not available, he's important. That's why I want him over Brogdon. I agree, man. Like I said, there's nothing against Brogdon, but that is a good point, Chuck, is that this his presence on the bench, man. He brings that toughness because is that dog. You got that guy that's going to go out there. Look. If you catch an elbow, he's gonna be that one of those guys go out there, man, and ready to go down, man. You want somebody who's ready to fight. And I'm not advocating for fight, man, but it's like the mentality of a team, like in the military. I'm a military guy, so that camaraderie, man. You got to be willing to go out there in the trenches with the guys, man. And Marcus Smart is one of those guys. Now he's ready to go. So you need a guy like that. They can learn from him, man. Let's see. Shik Biz one says, what happened after Smart hit that 3 and got a tech? Well, he hit the 3 and really he got knocked down, and it should have been an and one. And he got up and he pumped his chest and they automatically teed him. And, I just thought that was a bogus tee, man. I mean, he's celebrating. I mean, come on now. We all know anybody who plays ball, what happens when you go through the paint and you get a hard layup? What do you say every time? And one. Come on now, man. Come on, AB. What are they doing in the NBA, man? They need to stop. All right, guys, we're at 34-minute mark. So I'm gonna try to do 3 more comments, guys. Give it around 35 minutes tonight. So I definitely appreciate you guys, man. Let's see. And I hate to miss anybody's comments, man. Oh, Chuck Betts, my bad. I says y'all should get Drew Gooden on the show and let him talk Wizards. That would be low key tough. Oh man, we've had Chris Miller on here, man, and that was a good episode, man. Like I said, I would be down with Drew Gooden, man. Like I said, see him all the time up there, man. That would be a good show, AB. What do you think?
No, definitely. I love Drew. I want to talk about his experience about playing with the greatest of all time, LeBron James. Got to start off with that. But then also we can talk about the Wizards, too.
All right, now. Look, you know what, AB? Come on, man. Best of all time, we'll see. Because I'm going to say this, man. That was a question I asked JP today, and I'm just saying he said MJ. I'm just saying that's a young cat saying it.
God.
He
Now,
said MJ, man.
what the heck?
He said MJ, man. Look, real recognizes real. I'm just all I'm gonna say, man. Sugar Biz One says, "What hat will B Scott wear during the interview?" I went in there, man. I sweat jacket on with a fitted, man. So I had my fitted on, man. But like I said, it was a dope interview, man. Like I said, I look forward to more interviews, man. Getting in there.
How tall is B? Sorry, how tall is JP? He's like what, 6'4"?
I believe he's 6'4". Yeah, he's 6'4". So yeah. Hopefully, this is the start of many more interviews, man, as far as with the guys, man. So definitely look forward to that. So, all right, it's going to be the last one, man. We got to hit up my guy, John Hipkins, man. This is a good one right here. It says, for the past 2 weeks, ESPN has come out with an NBA mock draft for 2025 and 2026. They had the Washington Wizards picking number 1 both years. I would love for that dream to come true. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. Look. Yeah, I would be very, very happy, man. But obviously, we know the likelihood of both years is tough. I mean, Cleveland did it, right? What was it? It was Wiggins and Bennett. Oh my God, which would go down as one of the worst number 1 overall picks of all time. So it could be done, man. But Cleveland was in a spot where a lot of people thought it was rigged and stuff like that. Hopefully, the NBA pities us that much, man. Give us 2 number 2s. Come on, Commish. Come on, man. Hook a brother up, man. So, all right, guys, we're gonna call it a night. And like I said, I definitely appreciate everybody rocking with me tonight, man. Like I said, I want to get that content in the press conference for you guys, man. So definitely appreciate you guys waiting to the day to recap last night. I appreciate AB coming on the show as always, chopping up with me, man. So like I said, everybody, Saturday is 50-50 outlet. Everybody know whether we go live or holler at AB, and we'll go from there. If we don't, we will go live on Sunday, and then they have another game on Monday. So games coming up, man. Like I said, next month is going to be a lot of away games. So not a lot of content at Cat 1 because you're going to be on the road a lot, guys. But like I said, we'll be down there for a couple games. So, all right, guys, again, appreciate you. All right, guys, we will see you next time. Hopefully Saturday, probably Sunday. All right, everybody, man, we'll see you next time. Hail to the Wizards. Peace.